And welcome to NinjaTrader. This is Ask the Experts. This is a 3-week webinar series where we take your questions and we demonstrate the platforms for you and answer your questions. I'm Michael Burke with NinjaTrader. I just want to thank everybody for attending. We did this last week where we talked about the desktop platform. This week is all about web trading, placing orders, building workspaces, and then next week will be the mobile app. So feel free to ask questions along the way. And if we don't get to your questions in this session, we apologize, of course. Just send us an email at learn@ninjatrader.com. And one way or another, we'll get all of your questions answered. And just a caveat there, if this is a trading related question or it's urgent, it's much better to send and contact customer service directly than learn@ninjatrader.com. Today, I'm joined by my colleague, as last week, an expert in all things NinjaTrader, Jim Cagney. Jim, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, Mike.
We're also joined, Jim, by another Ninja expert, Ed Jerkin, behind the curtain, also here to answer questions on the fly in the chat. So Ed, thanks for being with us as well. By the way, last week's session of Ask the Experts is now on YouTube. We will push that link into the chat. There's also some handy resources in the description. So Jim, I think we should get right to it. We had a number of questions this week on placing basic orders in the web platform in the SuperDOM and Chart Trading. So let's start there.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I have my NinjaTrader Web up on the screen right now. This is my preferred look. This is the way I like to set it up. And it's the one thing you need to know about the main thing about NinjaTrader Web. It's very modular. You could be your own artist, right? You could put multiple domes up, single domes up. You could use the tab system. You could have a multi-monitor setup. And there's a little plus button up here on the upper left-hand side. And that brings you all of these modules that you just grab them and drag them onto your workspace, and you can situate them wherever you want. And you can see them all here right now, right here and right now. I'm going to just kind of show you how I have mine set up. Upper left here is the trading ladder. We're going to spend a lot of time on this today because we're going to talk about how to place trades, how to manage working orders, and how to do stuff like OCOs and trailing stops and stuff like that. It's called the trading ladder or the dome. Some people call it the DOM. On the right-hand side at the top, I have my charts right here. Real simple. I have a 10-minute chart, just a candle chart up here with the volume profile on the right, and I have an oscillator at the bottom called the Commodity Channel Index. Again, you could customize your charts however you'd like as well. At the bottom, I have my quote boards, but what I did is I broke up the quote board into tabs so I could see different asset classes just by clicking on a tab. There's my financials, here are my currencies, here are my indices, and then it has my quote boards, my quote board information, which I've also customized. So on the right-hand side, this little window here, I have a couple tabs here. I have the orders. These are all of the orders that I placed today. Yeah, I was a little busy today on this particular application. And then right next to it is my position tabs, right? I don't have any positions here, but it's kind of important, especially if you're trading different markets, to remember what positions you have and what they're doing. So that's on the right-hand side. Now, again, this is how I have mine configured. You guys could, the sky's the limit on how you can configure this particular layout. All right, so there's two main ways to place a trade: directly on the trading ladder itself or on the charts. And we'll cover doing them both ways. We'll start really with the charts here. And you can see the way I have it configured is there's a series of quick click buttons at the top. We have a buy market button. We have a sell market button. We could send an order to join the bid. We could send an order to join the ask. And then we could close. And the close is really a button that you would use to close a position or cancel working orders. At the bottom, there's also some information about good till cancel orders and day orders. We're going to focus on day orders. And then at the very, very bottom is where we set up our ATMs. So we'll do that second. At the top also, it'll show you once you have a position. And again, this is unique to this particular instrument. I have the E-mini S&P up. I could add a whole series of domes using that plus button to look at different markets, and I could just toggle back and forth if I'd like. For now, let's stick with the E-mini S&P. It's that extra hour, Globex hour of trading is going on right now. So regular trading hours is over, but we still have data, and so we could still do some demonstrations. So let's do that. Let's let's say I'm gonna set my quantity first, and this is important. It's easy to forget what your quantity is set if you change it around. I'm just gonna put it at one contract or one lot, as we would say. Now, to place a market order to buy, I'm just gonna simply click on the buy market button. I'm gonna click once. And it sends the money. You heard the alert that I think you heard the alert. It said order filled. And that's just as simple as that. And it happens that quick. And it goes to the exchange and it comes back and you'll see it on your trading ladder. You could see my position is green one, right? That means I'm long one, right? If it was red, I'd be short one, but we're long, we're green one. And that's my price. My price is at 67.56 and 3/4. And then my unrealized P&L, if I were to close this position right here at this last price, is minus $25. It's moving around. It's open. It's unrealized. It's open. And on the trading ladder itself, you could see that little caret there that shows me up, pointing up. I'm long. It's green. And that's my position. It gives me another visual clue. Now, at this point, there's a couple of things we could do. That's a market order. I could have done a market order to sell instead of go buy, right? Remember, in futures trading, you can go short just as easily as you can go long. We'll demonstrate that in a second. But what I want to show you is just kind of the anatomy of a regular trade, right? So now that I'm long, in my opinion, the market's going to go higher, and I would like to take profit at a higher price, which means I would like to sell at a higher price. So I'm going to move my mouse up to the price that I'd like. And this is just for demonstration purposes. This is not a trade idea. Let's move it over to 67.59. And I'm going to move my mouse to that ask column or the offer column. And I'm going to click it once. And it's going to send a limit order to the exchange to sell a contract at 67.59, graphically represented here in red, and it's sitting right there in the order book. And you can see there's 140 contracts in the order book that were already there, and that will be dynamic as the day goes on. So there's my order. It's sitting there. I'm happy. Now I'm not done yet, because now I want to stop loss, because hey, there's a chance I'm wrong here, right? There's a chance that this market's not going to go up and it's going to go down, and I want to protect myself and say, hey, listen, if this is where I think I'm wrong, I want to put a stop loss in there to protect myself from further losses. So again, same thing. I'm going to move my mouse to the price that I'm interested in. And in this case, let's just choose 67.55. And I'm going to move it over again into that ask column. This time, instead of using my left mouse button, I'm going to use my right mouse button. And I'm going to click. And it's going to send a stop order to the exchange. And so this is the anatomy of just about every trade in the world. You have a position, which is identified here with the yellow flag. Clearly, it's going against me right now. And I have my profit target, or my take profit, as a lot of people like to call it, up here at 59 even. And I have a stop loss down here as well. Now, I'm waiting for something to happen, right? And I have the ability to modify these orders if I want. So the position is the position, right? I'm long one. But the orders I could change. Let's say I decide, you know what, 59 even isn't a good price. I want to change. I'm changing my mind for whatever reason. I want to move it down to 58.50. I'm just going to put my mouse on that little red label, click once, drag to a new price, and let go. And it literally just canceled and replaced that order. It looks like it moved the order, but it canceled and replaced that order. Boom, I'm back in line behind 139 contracts at 59.50. And that's called cancel replace. It's super, super easy. Same thing with the stop. Grab it, move it, let go, and it changes it. It's really, really that simple. Now, another important button here is the close button. And so I'm going to go ahead and click the close button. And what it's going to do, it's going to liquidate my long position by selling a contract at the market, and it's going to cancel my working orders. So let's just go ahead and click on that close button. And there. So now my order is filled. I'm flat. I don't have an open position. You can see position is 0 up here, and there's no working orders that are demonstrated anywhere on the actual ladder. So all is good. So let's kind of take this to the next level. Now the market's moving around. If it was busier right now, it's after hours, so it's not so busy. But just remember, clicking in the buy column sends limit orders to buy. Clicking in the sell and the ask column sends limit orders to sell. And I'm clicking with my left mouse button. Same thing. If I want to put stops in, I'm clicking with my right mouse button into the ask column, and there are my orders. And I could modify these however I'd like. And in the bid column. And there's a whole bunch of trades I just put in. So really, really simple. If you want to you don't want to hit the close and you just want to cancel one of the orders, there's a little X that pops up, right? You just hover your mouse over that label and just click the X and it's gone. Really, really that simple. Again, I don't have a position, but if I hit the close button, it'll cancel them all right then and there. So it's really, really, really quick and easy to do. And let me show you some configuration buttons up here. On the DOM itself, there's this view settings. You could click on that thing, and it will give you some options, right? I have show histogram checked. That's the histogram bars. I have show joined bid and ask buttons at the top of the trading ladder. I want to see those. You could show pulling and stacking. That's something you could add more information to the DOM. We'll cover another time. There's the type of stop that you would like. You could have a stop limit, and some trailing stop options here as well. And then there's another settings, a settings within a settings. So I'm going to click on that. And then it'll give you some information here, some things you could change. And you can see I have limit order, the first one checked, limit order left click to place a limit order, and then right click to place a stop order. Now, some folks would rather just have left click all the time, and you could place your limit orders and your stop orders with the same left click of the mouse, and you just have to position it either above or below the last traded price to do that. It's easier for me to remember it this way. You just do limit order left click, stop order, right click. So if you're not seeing this behavior, if you're in sim mode, then just check this setting within the setting, and it'll give you, you'll probably check here instead of there. So that's it. And then you could change some other things on here as well. So that's really, really simple. I'm going to hit the save button. Now, before we get into the OCOs, let's just take a look at the chart itself. So let's say I'd like to place a trade on the chart. I'd like to place a limit order to, I don't know, buy a contract, and I'm gonna move my mouse to the price I'm interested in. And so you can see my crosshairs here. I'm looking at different prices, and I'm gonna click at the area which I'm interested in. I'm gonna click once, and it's gonna say, "Hey Jim, do you want to place a buy limit at 52.50, or do you want to place a sell stop at 67.52.50, both legitimate orders, right? But in this case, I don't have a position. I'd like to enter on a limit order, and then I'm going to click on that little blue tab there. Click once, and I've sent that order to the exchange, right? So I'm long 2 contracts. Now, I warned myself about doing this when we started, and I did it anyway. I had my lot size set at 2 up here, right? And lot size is almost only set at 1 on the trading ladder. So even though these 2 things are in sync, see, you can see my working order on the DOM as well as graphically represented with this line on the chart. This part was not in sync, right? This is a 2, right? So always kind of be cognizant. If you're trading, if you're going back and forth from charts to the DOM, always make sure that you have that lot size set exactly how you want it. All right, so that's a limit order. And then let's say I do get filled, right? Let's say I do get filled. Well, let's do one better. I'm going to cancel this order. I'm just going to hit the X. I'm going to cancel the X right on the chart itself, and it's canceled. Right? Let's go ahead and buy a contract at the market again. And I just click that, and you can see I'm filled. I have that blue line highlighted all the way across. And in the position area in the upper left, right under the tab of the chart, you can see a green 2. Means I'm long 2, and then where am I long 2 at? Well, my price is 67.55 half, and then my open P&L is minus $25 again. So that's kind of where you can just double check to make sure if maybe you think you're not in a position anymore. Just take a peek at that. Now, so that's the limit order. So my stop, I'm going to put below it, right? I want to protect myself. So again, I'm going to left click the mouse, and I'm going to get these 2 options. Now it's a stop. I want to protect myself, so I'm going to click on the red button. Once I decide, I click on the chart itself, and I'm going to click that stop button. So now I have a stop there too. And you can see it's 2 lots. It tells you how many lots you have there. 2 lots because I'm long 2 contracts. And then the last part of the trade is going to be profit target again. And I'm going to pick a price on my chart, and I'm going to click once. And I'm going to go ahead and the profit target is going to be a limit order, right, to sell to. If the market goes up, I'd like to sell to, and then I would be out of the position at 67.70 half. So what we just did on the chart we also already did on the trading ladder. It's really that simple. And to move one of these orders, let's say you want to change your mind, you want to cancel and replace it, just like we did on the trading ladder. Well, just you grab the actual label, you grab the price label. You don't grab the line, that won't work. But just grab the label and just drag it up or down to whatever price you'd like. Let go, and you've canceled and replaced that order. It's really, really that simple. All right, is everybody with me so far? I don't know that I have the Q&As up here right now, but if you're not, let me know. Just type something in if I'm missing something. So let's go ahead and just, again, we could close all of these. What does this drop-down menu do? Oh, okay, there's more stuff we could do. All right, the drop-down menu gives you some options in the close button. I didn't go over this on the DOM, my bad. You could just close, and what close does is flattens your position at the market and then cancels your working orders. It's like a clean slate, and you can start over. So that's kind of the top. The next one is a reverse button. I can reverse my positions. Instead of being long two, what it would do is it'd sell 4 at the market. 2 of them would flatten out, and then the other 2 would result in a short position, short 2 lots. So I'm reversing everything, including the targets and the stops. I could hit that cancel all button. I could cancel sell orders only, or I could cancel buy orders only. So those are your choices there. You know, most typically folks will just click that cancel button, flatten, orders canceled, and again, there's nothing working, and we're all good. And everything we did just now is going to pop up here in this orders area down here, right? And this orders area is down here. So that's basic order entry. Now, you could buy, instead of buy the market or sell the market, we kind of glossed over buy the bid or sell the ask, but let's kind of look at that a little bit. And it's the same as join the bid and join the ask, right? If we want to join the bid, that means we want to send the limit orders close to the market, the highest bid as possible, in hopes of getting filled, in hopes of saving that 1 tick of slippage that you'd get in a market order. And the same with join the ask. You'd get the lowest offer, right, with join the ask, which would be the same as clicking right here in the market. But because this moves so quickly, sometimes it's easier, more efficient to hit that join the ask button. Here it's sell the ask, buy the bid. Everybody with me? There's a little gear up here, view settings. Let's take a look at those settings. And you'll see something similar, right? You see contract details. By clicking on this, it'll put all the specs up there for my contract, the E-mini S&P. I have trade mode on. This is key. If you want your charts up there, but you don't want to accidentally click a trade in there, then just toggle that off. If you toggle that off, you can't place a trade on the chart. You have to place it on the DOM. So keep that in mind. That's toggled on. Stop type, again, I could change my stop type. Let's click on that just to see what they are. Stop, stop limit, trailing stop limit. And we'll cover some OCOs in a second. Oopsie. Back to the wheel, the cog. Bar countdown setting is another thing you could add, and you could roll forward or roll back your contracts if you need to do that for whatever reason. So, excuse me. So that's kind of the basics. One other thing also is there's this little double arrow on the upper right of both the DOM and the chart, where you could click on that. It'll take up the whole screen. It'll expand the whole screen with this particular module. That's what that little guy does right there. All right, so those are the basics. We covered market orders, we've covered limit orders, we've covered stop orders, we've covered modifying orders on the trading ladder, as well as on the chart. And so let's take it to the next level. Let's think about OCOs, order cancels other, right? We could place some automated trades here. And let's do it with the trading ladder here in the E-mini S&P. At the very bottom here, it says off, right? And there's a little down arrow. And on the right-hand side, there's a gear. We're going to click on the gear, and it's going to give me some options. And the first thing I'm going to do here, I'm going to set up a simple bracket order, right? It's called a simple bracket order. And I'm going to turn it on. ATMs, I'm going to turn it on. And I could name it if I want to, but you know, so you could save it for later reference, and you could load it up immediately. I want to show this in ticks, and the type here is going to be I want to set a profit target, and a stop loss at the same time. Now, there's a drop-down menu here that gives us other options as well. We could just set a stop loss, or we could just set a profit target. But let's do it. Let's do a simple bracket. So, where do I want my profit target or my take profit to be? And I'm going to change. I'm going to use ticks, and this will be from where my price is, where I enter the market at. So let's just, for demonstration purposes, say my profit target is going to be 10 ticks, and my stop loss will be, we'll call it 8 ticks. And the stop's just a regular stop. We won't change this at this point. So I'm going to hit go ahead, and remember, this is on. So this is important. This is on. I'm going to hit save. And so at the very bottom here of this ATM, you don't see off down here. So you know you're on. So I'm going to go ahead and just hit buy at the market again. And it did a whole bunch of stuff at once, right? It bought a contract at the market for me. It placed my profit target 10 ticks up from my fill price, and it placed my stop 8 ticks below. Now, that's not all. It did more. These are linked together. This is an OCO. So if the market moves my way and I get filled on my profit target, the stop loss is automatically canceled. Alternatively, if the market goes against me and I get stopped out, I'll be sad. But not only that, my profit target will automatically be canceled also. So I won't have a dangling profit target limit order or a dangling stop loss in the marketplace, even though I'm flat. So this is kind of a good way to do it. And there's discipline reasons why you might want to do it also. So best practices, stop loss is there. That's best practice number one. And then now we have a profit target established. We're good. Now somebody might say, aha, but what if you change your mind? What if you want to move your profit target to a different price? No problem. Same way. Just grab it, move it up, let it go. Guess what? The OCO is still in effect. The order cancels other is still in effect when this happens. Now, unfortunately, the market's not moving very much, so we're not going to be able to see a lot of this stuff be demonstrated in real time. And maybe if we move over to the micro NASDAQ, we can get a little bit more price action. We'll give that a try. So all the same rules apply here. I could sit there and just kind of wait to see. Hopefully my profit target gets hit, or I could cancel stuff. I could close this down. I could do anything that I would ordinarily do to manage my position. So I'm gonna hit the close button again, and let's just see. I'm gonna click on this other tab here. And I'm going to look for the micro E-mini S&P. No, we're going to look for the micro NASDAQ. Yeah, that's a good one. By the way, Padres are winning 3-0. They're beating the Cubs in the wild card. I'm not digging that, but we'll talk more about that later. So here's my NASDAQ. I got one contract up here on the board right here. It's the price ladder in the middle. Oh, the other thing is, if you want to move the price ladder around, just use the wheel of your mouse. Just wheel it up and down. That's as easy as that. So let's think about it's moving a little bit. I really want to demonstrate this a little bit. So ATM's off. Nope. We're going to hit that gear. We're going to change it again, and we'll keep it really tight in this case, just to see if we can get this to demonstrate. I'm going to turn ATMs on. Remember, this is a big problem. People set their profit targets and their stop losses, and they forget to hit that on button. Right now, we're on. You could name it. Everything is good. Profit target stop, and I'm going to hit save. So, same thing. This time, I'm going to enter on I'm just going to click on the market itself, and now I'm long one. Order filled. My order's filled. There's my 4 ticks up, 4 ticks down. There's my profit target. You can see it graphically represented here in the sell column, and my stop loss. And if we get a little bit of push or movement here, all we need is for that stop to be touched once, because the stop market will be filled immediately. There we got my profit target, and now you can see we're flat and the stop automatically canceled. So we're in sim mode right now. So that happened quickly, and that was all worked perfectly. Let's up our game a little bit. Let's hit that plus. Let's hit this. Let's hit the cog here. The settings icon, I guess we'll call it. So let's decide. You know what? I just want to place a stop. I just want to place a stop loss limit, right? And I want the stop loss to be, I don't know, 10 ticks away. I'm making it up. And then I want to make this stop a trailing stop, right? I want to make this a trailing stop. So I'm going to scroll down here, and I'm going to click on trail stop. Hang on a second. I'm sorry. Let's do instead auto trail. Auto trail is a little bit more sophisticated, but it's easier to get your head around. So stop loss is initially set at 10 once I'm filled. Now, we have a stop loss button, a profit trigger, and frequency. So the first thing I set is my profit trigger. Let's say we want to say, okay, if the market goes our way 5 ticks, then I want my stop to trail, but I don't want it to trail where we originally set it. I want it to trail a certain amount of ticks below my profit trigger. So in this case, I'm going to set it to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So when my trigger is hit, well, that'll be too tight then. My bad. No, it won't be too tight. It'll be perfect. All right, so I'm going to set it to 4. So if my trigger gets hit, 5 ticks up, then the stop is going to change to 4 ticks below my trigger price instead of being 10 ticks below my entry price or whatever I set it at. I actually forgot. And then the frequency of the trail is going to be 1 for 1. So as the market goes my way, it'll tick up 1 for 1 for every increment. So let's write this down. We've got 4 is the stop loss once we get our profit target. Profit target is 5, and 1 is the trigger. So I'm going to hit save. In this case, it looks like the market's kind of going down a little bit, so let's get short, right? Let's just sell one here and see if we can get a fill. All right, we are, oh, what did I do wrong? Nothing. There's my stop. All right, so my stop is there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 ticks away. If this thing goes 5 ticks our way, the stop's going to jump 4 ticks below the profit trigger. One more tick and we're going to get this thing to jump. Let's see if it happens. Come on. Come on, market. You could do it. So we're looking for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're looking for an 03 half print, and then the stop should jump 4 ticks back to 04 half, and then trail tick for tick as we go down. So let's see if this happens. Of course, the market's going to rally during this demonstration, and we're going to get stepped out, and we're not going to see the trailing stop in action, but that's how it works. You could do this with a simple bracket as well if you want. I just took the profit target off just in case we got a little bit of a runner going here, so you could kind of see how it tick for tick follows winning trades. Oh boy, let's give it a second here. It's always live demonstrations are always like this. It's like, all right, come on. Now, hey, how come I don't see it on my chart? Because my chart's an E-mini S&P chart. That's why I have a micro NASDAQ chart here, and we can go ahead and add that chart pretty easily. Just click on that. Would you like to use the previous chart settings and indicators or start a new one? We'll use the previous ones. That's a nice little touch. Oopsie, where's my, it'll pop up there. There we go. Boom. And we are, oh, I didn't change the market though. What's the matter with me? There we go. All right, there we go. So there's the equivalent marketplace. Let's just stop filled. All right, I got stop filled out again. Let's do it one more time just for fun, just to see if we can get lucky. Limit order. Come on, limit order. Oop. All right, there's where the stop will be. You see it says +1. There's where it will be if I get filled at this price. There we go. All right, see, now the plus is gone. There's the stop, and we need to get, remember, we need to get 5 ticks. Couple, oh, come on, a couple more ticks. You can do it. Oh my goodness.
Stop filled.
Okay, so did you see that? That jumped pretty quickly. In any event, we don't have a runner anyway. We're just kind of stuck sitting here at this particular price level. So you could do the same thing on the chart. I just used the ATM function down at the bottom of the dome, but you could do the same thing with the chart. So let's just kind of take a peek. ATM is off here, right? Click on that, turn my ATM on. I could do the same thing. I could do the the simple bracket, or drop down, just do the stop loss only, or just do the take profit only. And then I have my stop functions as well that I could initiate. Auto break even is another one where you could just, if the market goes your way, then your stop will just jump to the auto break even. right? It won't continue to trail. Just be an auto break even, or a shortcut is auto break even plus an auto trail, which in essence does just exactly the same thing we just did. Whew. There we have it. So those are the order entry. Those are the basic order entries I think that most folks would use, including myself, by the way, with the trading ladder and the chart. So, Mike, what did I miss?
No, I don't think you missed anything, as a matter of fact. There's a couple of features here that I really like because it it prevents you from making these knucklehead mistakes. You know, the ability to press close and it closes all the orders. I think that's really important. And the other thing is using OCO brackets, because how many times over the course of my trading career did I place an order, the market moved away from it, it's off the screen, it's hanging out there somewhere way above where the market is now or way below where the market is, and then I come in the next day and I'm filled, and of course it moved against me, it didn't go in my favor. So those are really good features. It prevents you from making those mistakes, and generally those are costly mistakes.
Yeah, no, it happens all the time. I remember I was a commodity broker for 20 years. I'd get the call in the morning, Jim, this is not my position. I got flat. Well, no, you didn't. It is your position. And of course, it was losing against the customer and it wasn't good. By the way, I didn't get that call if the trade was a winning trade.
Some of the questions that we've gotten this week are related to the charting application, adding indicators, but there was a specific question about the Fibonacci drawing tool.
Okay, let me see if I could help with that. All right, so the chart, all of the little features here are on the inside corner of the chart is where you see your tools, right? Crosshairs, data box, drawing tools, and that's where fib will be. You could lock stuff up. You could zoom in or zoom out. You could change your time frame, change candle to line on close or bar chart or whatever you want. And there's some chart settings here. I'll tap on that also. And there's a configure gear as well. The fib tool, I believe, is in the looks like a little slanted line going up forward here, and here's where all your different options are: line, polygon, horizontal, fib retracement, volume profile, which I've already added. By the way, you can see it on the right-hand side of the chart: trend channel, regression channel, et cetera, et cetera. So I'll go ahead and click on the fib retracement, and now I'm just going to pick a level here. I'm just going to go, low to high. And I could extend it across. I could minimize it. I could change the colors to it. I'll show you how to do that. Just click a second time, and then I've added a fib retracement measurement to the chart. Is that, Mike? Am I going in the right place here?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Just how that you could add it to the chart, and how you can stretch it one way or the other. You can also, in that dialog that you just showed there, you can also change the levels. So if you want to just to have your own custom levels there, you can do that as well and change those colors.
Yeah, and notice here, I mean, I have harmonic fibs up here instead of the traditional, seashell or sunflower fib numbers. You could see here I got the harmonics, right? Octave, if you're a piano player, 12 and a half, 25, 37. You could change those and set those as a default any way you want. And if you think my colors are obnoxious, well, you're right, they are. You could change those as well, right there. In any event, and then you could just highlight it and delete it if you want to delete it off your chart.
Yeah, that's excellent. There was a question about changing the periodicity of a moving average. How do you change that input?
Yeah. Okay. So great question. Let's go ahead and add indicators. Let's add one to start. All right. So let's add a moving average. We'll add, I don't know, we'll do a simple moving average. 14 period sounds good. Light blue, input on close. I like the lines, overlay, right? It's going to overlay in the chart. Hit save. And so now I have that moving average there. It's graphically represented. It's blue on there. To change the period of it, if you want to change it, you simply double click on it. It opens up that dialog box again, and you go over to period and you just change it, right? So I'll change it to 8. I know Mike likes fib numbers, and I'm going to hit apply, and it will apply. I hit save, and I just changed it. It's really intuitive. It's really simple. You click on it, that dialog box pops up, change colors, change anything you want on it. As a matter of fact, I have a commodity channel index at the bottom of my chart. I could change that as well. I double click on it, and I have a 14 period there as well. And just change the color just to be fun. And you hit apply and save. And then it's really that simple. You can see there's two panels here in my chart. I could move this up and down just by grabbing it with my mouse and just moving it up and down to make more room. I could move the chart sideways or any way I want. And then the zoom in feature is up here in the upper left-hand side. You could zoom in. Once you activate the zoom in button, then you pick the area you want to zoom in at. And let's just go ahead and click on this area, and it'll zoom in on that. If you want to back it out, you just zoom out, and it's easy peasy, as they would say. This also kind of goes to current bar. So if you get lost a little bit in the shuffle, just click on that, go to current bar, and it'll center it up nicely for you.
So Jim, the other thing I thought it would be good to talk about is the order and account management tool. So if you click on that plus sign, we can bring in a positions dialog, an orders dialog, and the reports dialog, which talks about your trading. So maybe show that, and maybe we can replace the SuperDOM for a minute and put in the positions and orders reports there.
Okay, so this should we start with the reports, you think?
Yeah, we could. You've done some trading, so that'll work.
All right, I'm going to grab it. It's a module, right? So now that I've grabbed it from that plus sign, I could put it wherever I want. See how the window kind of like lights up? Do you want it here, Jim? No. Do you want it here, Jim? No. Do you want it here, Jim? Yeah, let's put it there. And then, this is for the overall reporting, Mike, that I just added. Let's see. Let's go to today. Let's go. And now it's populated a whole bunch of data here, right? So this is trade date the 1st, and you can see we've got order IDs on the left. We have whether they're buy and sells, quantities, contracts, markets, and I believe you could probably configure the columns. Let me just open this up more, right? I'm just going to drag it up more, and you have many more, excuse me, many more columns here. The price. Was it a stop? Were you filled? Did you cancel it? Was it a bracket? Quantity filled? And let's open it up a little further. Scroll about the bottom. Scroll all the way to the right. So this gives you a ton of information. And you could download this and it'll go into a CVS file, and then you could use it for analysis purposes or whatever you'd like, which is super cool. The timestamp is cool because it gives you the time you made the trade. So that's the report tab. I'm just going to push that over again. We already talked a little bit about the order tab. Let me make this a little bit more prominent so we could see it a little bit better. I'm going to grab it. Well, I'll grab the orders first, and I'm going to put it higher up. And then I'm going to grab the positions, and I'm going to make it a tab. So now I could tab back and forth. And again, here are the columns that you could see them. Positions are, let's go ahead and place a trade here. Let's just buy 2 at the market. You can see here, micro NASDAQ, I'm long 2 contracts. Overall in the day, I bought 15, I sold 13. And my net price is here. And then there's my open P&L. I'm up $4, go. And there's an exit button here. And then the contract symbol is the last one. So what happens if I click the exit button? Basically, this is an old-fashioned order ticket, right? And it's going to give me all the information, which I could change. I want to just send a market order to exit the position, and I'm out.
Jim, we're just about out of time. But before we go, I just want to remind everybody about NinjaTrader Live. This is our daily live stream. And it's every day starting at 8 a.m. And it's brought to you, by NinjaTrader. This is with Anthony Credelli and Jim Cagnina and Tracy Shugart. Just a lot of great market insights throughout the day. But what really makes NinjaTrader Live go is the live dollar trading throughout the day. And there's just a number of really talented traders who share their ideas, and the chat is open. You can ask them questions. It's really a way to find a mentor for your trading if that's what you're looking for. So, Jim, what's going on in NinjaTrader Live these days?
Well, I mean, it's the best trading community there is, hands down. And I'm a little biased because I'm involved in it every day, but it really is. I mean, tomorrow we have a macro roundtable discussion. We talk about the news first thing at 8 o'clock in the morning, with me, Anthony Cordelli, Tracy Schuchart, Craig Shapiro. And so there's a lot of set me aside for a second. Those three are very talented, and we have that discussion. And then there's a special guest, and the special guests are ridiculous. I mean, they're really good. We got Ariel Hernandez tomorrow. I don't know if you guys know Ariel or not, but he's going to be a special guest, and we'll interview him and talk about the markets. And all the guests have a unique kind of specialty, and it's every day, different guest. And then after that, we have tape talk with either Farm or PAX. And they talk about mostly the stock index futures and what they're seeing in the tape overnight and what they expect to happen at the open. And they talk about different price levels that they're looking at. So it's kind of a prep for actually getting ready to trade once the bell rings. And then we have to trade the open. And we have several traders that rotate. They trade live accounts during the open. They go from 9:30 to 12. They talk about their methodology. They show their trades live, win, lose, or draw. And I answer questions in the chat. It's a lot of fun. The chat is awesome. We come back in the afternoon. I do an edge report. Shai does an update on the news. Shai is Tracy. And then we have some more traders, guys and gals, come in and trade the close. And usually there's 2 to 4 of them that rotate in and out for the trade the open and trade the close. Trading real money, real markets, super awesome. And again, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I couldn't agree. I couldn't agree more. So, Jim, thanks so much for doing this today. We'll be back at this next week. We'll be showing the mobile app. That'll be a little tricky on the technology, but we'll make it work. Thanks, everybody, for spending this time with us. We really appreciate it. As I said before, if we didn't answer your question today, or you have a question for the mobile app event next week, or you have a question related to watching the first Ask the Experts on the desktop platform, whatever your question is, you can certainly send us an email at learn@ninjatrader.com, and we will get you an answer. I also want to thank Ed Jerkin behind the scenes. Did a great job on the chat, as always. Thank you, Ed. And we'll see everybody next week. Have a great evening, and good luck in your trading. We'll see you next week.